Pulling out my phone, I sent a forlorn, "I'm here, where are you?" message to the group, only to see the clock of doom pop up beside it. Who'd have thought an event that took place literally underground and surrounded by concrete would have bad mobile phone reception? "You do realise," warm breath brushed my cheek, "that those ears aren't even white?" I turned to find a stranger standing next to me. Quite a cute stranger, with that pointy, foxy look I've always found weirdly charming. "Yeah, but I was late, and you're not wearing a costume at all." He grinned, looking even pointier and even foxier and even more charming, then flicked his lapel aside to reveal a sticky label that read, "Nobody." "I'm guessing that's an irritatingly obscure reference." "I only wish I had such eyes," the king remarked in a fretful tone, "to be able to see nobody." "You smug git." That made him laugh. "Fancy dress parties bring out the worst in me." It wasn't quite the longest I'd spoken to a guy without fucking the whole thing up, but it was definitely climbing the leaderboard. What was important here was not to panic and try to protect myself by transforming into an unbearable wanker or a gargantuan man-slut. I hate to imagine who they bring out the best in. "Yeah, that," another grin, another flash of his teeth, "would be Malcolm." "Everything brings out the best in Malcolm. He could make people celebrate having to pay 10p for a carrier bag." "Please don't give him ideas. By the way," he leaned a little closer, "I'm Cam, but since you almost certainly misheard me, I'll answer to any one-syllable name with a vowel in the middle." "Nice to meet you, Bob." "You smug git." Even through the strobes, I caught the glitter of his eyes, and found myself wondering what colour they were away from the shadows and artificial rainbows of the dance floor. That was a bad sign. That was perilously close to liking someone, and look where that had got me. "You're Luke Fleming, aren't you?" he asked. "Why, hello, other shoe. I'd been wondering when you were going to drop. F my effing L." "Actually," I said, like I always said, "it's Luke O'Donnell." "But you are John Fleming's kid." "What's it to you?" He blinked. "Well, nothing, but when I asked Angie," Malcolm's girlfriend, currently dressed as Alice, because of course she was, "who the hot grumpy guy was, she said, 'Oh, that's Luke. He's John Fleming's kid.'" I didn't like that being the thing people told each other about me. But then again, what was the alternative? "That's Luke. His career's in the toilet. That's Luke. He's not had a stable relationship in 5 years. That's Luke. Where did it all go wrong?" "Yeah, that's me." Cam folded his elbows on the bar. "This is exciting. I've never met anyone famous before. Should I be pretending I really like your dad or really hate your dad?" "I've never even met him." A cursory Google would have told him that, so it wasn't like he was getting a major scoop here. "So I don't particularly care." "Probably for the best, because I can only remember, one of his songs. I think it was about having a green ribbon around his hat." "No, that's Steel Eye Span." "Oh, wait, John Fleming's Rights of Man." "Yeah, but I can see how you got them confused." He gave me a sharp look. "They sound nothing alike, do they?" "Well, there's a couple of subtle differences. Steel Eye's more folk rock, whereas ROM's more prog rock. Steel Eye used a lot of violins, whereas Dad's a flautist. Also, the lead singer of Steel Eye Span is a woman." "Okay." He flicked another smile at me, less abashed than I would have been in his position. "So I don't know what I'm talking about. My dad's a big fan, though. He's got all the records, keeps them in the attic with the bell-bottoms he hasn't been able to get into since 1979. It was beginning to sink in that, about 8 million years ago, Cam had described me as hot.
Para seguir escuchando este audiolibro gratuitamente, haz clic en el enlace de la descripción y podrás escucharlo completo sin coste gracias a la prueba de 30 días de Audible.